Hey guys, Monday, June 10th, 2024, natural gas. Let's see what's cooking. So far, the monthly's looking good. This is an area I'm concerned is that 340 around there. But so far, we're kind of interesting level. I mean, it could still continue pushing higher, but watch out for that. That's the big kahuna level that you want to keep an eye on. That's around 340-ish around there. It's a lot of resistance on the market profile. On the weekly, you can see that it's starting from right here, and that's like that 311 area where it's really strong. It's around 343. You can kind of see right there. This is the anchor VWAP, and it looks like it wants to go ahead and kiss it. Value area high is around 330, so keep an eye on that. Volume is good. The bulls are pushing it higher, and look at that. It's like we try to retrace here. And the bears try to push it down, but they were unsuccessful. And the bulls are pushing it higher. Maybe this could be a possible target. I have a target of 332 around there, which would mean that maybe we just go up here and kiss it. But there's a lot of other things I'm going to show you that is showing that it's gonna get rough now. Not going to be an easy grind higher. But keep an eye on that anchor VWAP. We're getting close to it. Looking at the daily is where I have my anchored VWAP from the top and from our low. What is it? Been a while since I've been traveling. February 20 low, 152. This is our anchor VWAP. So as long as we can stay above this is good. We penetrated point of control. We're above 264, so that's good. And on the daily, you see that it's getting a little tight here. This is not bad. It's just kind of showing you key levels. This is 327 on the daily. I had to go back a whole year to get these levels. The next thing I want to show you is the simple glance chart. We got a PPS buy signal for the month of June. We know that July, I'm not going to say maybe July. I have to look at the seasonality again. I've been looking at the dollar, so I might confuse the dollar with the NG. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say that we have a buy signal, and normally you wait for a retrace if you're not in to then resume the trend. And we're, what is this, a 3? Yep. We're below the 20 on the monthly, so that's good. MACD is positive. Now, what's concerning is, you know what? Been following me. Linear regression channel at the top, getting very toppy. We're entering the cloud on the weekly. And we had a Tom D Mark 9th candle, which didn't really work out. Normally, this would have been the turning point, but it looks like it wants to kiss the linear regression channel. And maybe turn here. So normally, it's healthy to do a impulse wave, get a correction, and go down. But so far, this impulse wave has just been straight up, and we're here. So if you're not in natural gas, ideally, you don't want to start buying here. You want to wait for retracement to start to somewhere, maybe the 50, the 61.8, and then dip your toes here. But it's showing you already that it wants to trend higher here. So you got your first impulse wave, and then somewhere, wherever this is, that support line, this is when you want to dip your toes. But it's not going to continue going straight up, guys. Just want to let you know, this is not that kind of market. This is the kind of market. It's the Black Widow. The Black Widow tricks you. She gets you. She entices you to think that she's going to continue going higher, and then gets you when you start buying here and shanks you up, cuts you up, slices you up. So you want to wait for this pullback if you're not in, and then once you see a key level where you think it finds support and your indicators and whatever, and it starts going up, that's when you dip your toes. But you don't want to buy here. Don't be crazy buying here. After this whole exhaustive move, wait for a retracement and then get in. On the daily, you're out of the cloud, so it's good on the short time frame. And there's really nothing there. Linear regression channels are pointing up. This is pointing down, meaning there's going to be resistance here. And let's go into the daily chart. So there's a couple of things I wanted to show you here. So I'm going to take my time since I haven't been giving love to Nat Gas, has been traveling, working on projects. So we're going to start off, and this is going to be like a little more educational thing, so I'm going to take my time. Andrew's Pitchfork. As you can see, this is the battle zone. August 23rd high, 10:02, all the way to February 20th, which is this one right here, 152. This is the battle zone. So you can see when you do your Andrew's Pitchfork, this end right here, it broke right through. You put one from April 14 low. Remember the April 14 low, 194. Get these 2 points here. And then you have the Andrew's Pitchfork from here to here to here. So now, and then I made the baby one, where this is the fractal one of where we're trending higher. So let's open this up. As you can see, this one is not already as important, but I just wanted to show you this is how you start mapping out your battle zone with the Andrew's Pitchfork. Once you see that prices get through here, it's this no more. This no longer works anymore. Put it to you this way. There's no adjusting here to figure out resistance here. So you could just pretty much, I could delete this, but I just wanted to put it out there so you can see within the battle zone is not needed. Now from here, April 14 all the way to February the 20th and the October 27th high, this is where the geometry will work with Nat Gas. Let's open it up so you can kind of see what's happening here with the Andrew's Pitchfork. So you got your anchor from here, the October 27 high, this low, and you can see that we already broke right through this angle right here. So we're entering a regular, and I want to make sure this is a regular one. Yep. So this is the standard one. You get adjusted here, but pretty much is regular, and you penetrated that. Now from this Andrew's Pitchfork to here, and this symmetry, this one is adjusted. Normally it looks like this. And you get this breakout right here. So this is a normal, Andrew's Pitchfork. But I want to see where this is going to stall. And this is where, this is the way I do it. A lot of people use different ways. You adjust it on that one. You can see that it worked here. It failed. This is where the bears came. And it's like, yeah, we're going to get them here. They pushed it back. They didn't know that the bulls were really aggressive. And the battle was strong here between the bulls and the bear. And once it broke through that, the bear says, I'm out. The bears were done. They got stopped out. They licked their wounds and left. But you could still adjust this because this is a very important angle. Pivots. Oops. These are very important pivots. This move right here has a lot of DNA in it. And you can see that right here, it broke right through it. Now, do we close above that? That's the most important thing for today. Can we close above this angle on the Andrew's Pitchfork? So I got some key information there. I have from this low to here to here. I got this angle, which is a regular one. I want to see it close between those two. And then lastly, we could even open it even more. Let's see. Kind of rusty, but I'm glad I'm home, by the way. I don't know if you could tell. I love my computer at home. This is the most important ones right here. These three. You can see it fell out of bed here. And then it gapped up. Maybe we need to put a gap out here in the future if this is going to get filled. I know there's a seasonality where it gets weak, but I have to look at the charts and everything. I've been looking at too many charts and I don't want to confuse them. So when I look at the seasonality and the cycles, I'm more confident when I talk about them when I have them fresh in my mind. So as you can see from this A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3 impulse wave, there's some set motion parameters or symmetry out into the future. And we got in the pitchfork, broke here. This is where it got choppy. We hit here, found support here at the 25, 75, broke to the 50, 25, back and forth, and now we kissed it here. So this area right here is very key. If we could push and close higher, then we could kiss the 25% right here into here. And then eventually you could put some pivots or lines from here to here, which I would in the future. But this is pretty much it on the Andrews pitchfork. The next one would be the channels. And on the channels, this is where I have it more fixed here. So let's go back. So the channels are like kind of like tunnels through the air. It kind of reminds me. So this is the channel. You pivot from 2 points from here to here, and you grab the last one, which would be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Get the last one. You see that this channel was going down, and then from April 14, it transitioned and started trending higher. So this one then is not used anymore. You got this channel. You can see that it pierces it. It gets out of it a little bit, but then it gets back in. And then in regards to timing, it stops. The turning point kicks in, and then this goes down. And then you have this channel, which you pivot from here, here, and then the last one is here, which is 3. And it goes sideways. And you have a little mini channel right here. And let's open this up, so it could make more sense. Open it up right here. So this is that channel we were in, going here, and you can see that it's important because it broke right through it. It failed here. This is where the bears came, remember? That volatility that was like, tighten up, stops. And look, the bulls were fighting them and pushed it higher. And you created this channel right here. And when you had that change of contract gap, it switched and now it started trending high. So I made a smaller one. You can see that it was getting out of here a little bit, broke through, and now it's in there. It's kissing the 50% closely. And then these are pivots or supply zones that I already mapped out. Anywhere between 364, 358. That includes this area right here and this big supply zone of 347 to 338 right here. And if we are going to get through there, then we're going to have to break through these Andrews pitchfork and push higher. You get it? And then lastly, I'm going to show you the Gann grids. Another way of looking at the market. So there's so many ways to look at support or resistance. Let's get the big picture here. And the Gann grid I love the most because it pretty much locks into the chart. So you can move as many times you want and it's going to be good. So we're going to start out with the big one, which is the August 23rd high. This is your first impulse wave. Right here, you create the Gann grid, 25% impulse wave. And then you shoot that out and you let out your levels. You can see the 50% worked out well. Once you do that first impulse wave, this is probably the best entry when it retests the midpoint of the chart. And this would have been the great short. And you can see that this angle, the good thing about the Gann grid is that you could adjust it and it locks into the price. You know why? Because you are locked in. You set out. So this is the 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3. What do we see at the 1 by 3? Oh, look at that. And why we know that? Because this is the battle zone. You're trading the range. 823 high all the way to February 20 low, 152. This is the battle zone. So if you take this zone from this high, 1002, 152 low, Gann grid impulse wave. Look at where we're having as of right now, we're having a tough time. Can we break above that? If we do, then And that would be a high probability that you test that first impulse wave down, which is $4.75. But there's supply zone here, but you see that the angle is already giving you, and we're kind of piercing it, but the important thing is the close. Can we close above it? If we retest it and it holds, then we could kind of grind higher. So that's your first Gann grid that I do, and I've had that for the longest. I just never showed it because we're not at levels where the Gann grid is getting kissed, and you can see that this angle right here we're getting kissed. So be cautious because we're at an interesting level in regards to the geometry. The next one is the October 27th high. This one right here. And so far, there's really nothing there because we've broken through the 1x1 right here, and it's bullish. And the 50%, which is at 293. So anything to be concerned would be this angle and the 75%. And so far, we know that the big one from the August 23rd high, we're struggling there. But if that breaks through, this is the one you want to watch, and then this one. So that's going fractal. The next Gann grid that I have here is, I believe, from the low, which is a 3.5 high. And this is even more fractal. So let's see if we can open it up. And I remember showing this a lot to you guys, so you guys already know. Right? And this is, I have one that I made on the 4-hour that it was from here, from this pop and retrace. So this is pretty much the second one. And then I shot all these angles up. So you're above the 1x1, so that's good. That's bullish. Chopped around the 1x2, and now looks like you're probably heading into the 1x3. But remember, the high of that 10:02 high, August 23rd, there's one coming down. So you have to keep an eye and see if this is going to stall it. And if you see that there's a reversal coming in, you know why now. Also in conjunction with the Andrews Pitchfork and the Gann grid, is telling you this is a strong level to watch. And then lastly, in regards to the Gann grid, I have one that I call the 4-hour chart. And this was the baby one, as you can see right here. That was that first impulse. And then you get the second one. That's the second, the one I just showed you. And then you kind of see that it just kind of went sideways. And so far, this one is still open there. But below, you know, in regards to the speed of price and time, below the 1x1, but so far above the 1x3, which is this one right here. I think that's it. I know this video is going to be long, but at least you'll learn something and you catch up and you kind of see my methodology and see how I see the markets. It's all just check and balances. Nothing is, you know, hidden. Everything is transparent. Everything is seen. You're just trying to, you know, lock in, you know, support and resistance and look at the geometry and everything involved with it. Yeah, I think that's it for that. I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to focus on. Let's go into the midpoint chart. And you can see that on the monthly, let's open this up. It looks like you want to kiss the 50%. So this is another key level you want to watch on top of the geometry, which is $3.17. There's our Tom DeMarv candle. Mobiles are positive. Stokes are positive. Trending above mobile, so looks good. Just keep an eye out for 317 if, you know, if there's some capitulation or whatever. But this is the weekly, but so far it's looking good. And on the monthly, is this all Hekanashi? Probably is. Let's make them normal. On the monthly, you got 317 and 342 up here. It's so far above the 50%. So yeah, it's bullish. You took out this. This was last month's high. And these are targets up here, 317 to 342. So the weekly's looking good. Mobo's positive. Stokes are pointing up. And on the daily, you're chopping around here. Let's see. Let's close this over here. This is a US session, so there's a pivot here of 306. We know that there's a Gann grid angle coming down. I don't know if it's going to get up here to 316. And you can see a snapback and pop right back up. That was right here. So far looking good. And the daily, which is this one right here, you overextended. You're already past the purple line, which was 305. So for tomorrow's session, your midpoint will be somewhere around 302, but it all depends on the close. So we got to see how it closes. But so far, looking good. Looking good. Our square of 9, where we ended off, we are at 309. 306. So be careful. We're about to hit, or close to 307, which is the 45 degrees. So look at that. Resistance, natural resistance. This is stuff that Gann will look at. So with the geometry, the Andrews pick fork, the market profile, you saw a lot of things that I was kind of leaning in the, the linear regression channel, Tom DeMark knife candle, overextended, right here. All these signs indicating, that it's getting a little toppy. And on top of that, 45 degrees, square of 9, 307. I don't know. Tighten stops. Just tighten stops. But if we're going to continue pushing higher, next target will be 316. And if we're going to go through 316, you got 325. Just keep an eye out for 320. Get your $1.94 over there. 322. That's where you got that February 20th low of 152. But so far, let's see if we could close above 307. If we can't, chances are we're going to get down all the way to 298, maybe 297, pause a little bit, and then maybe regain ground and go over there. It just came to my mind, and there was one thing I wanted to show you that this also very essential in regards to timing, because the geometry works, but you need all your equations. You need price and time, so price and time could be balanced out. This one that I have here, weekly measured move. Yeah, so let's go to the week. Let's see. Maybe we'll keep it on the daily. Just make it smaller. Okay. So from this move here to here, I believe is this trend line. And, because I made it a trend line. So 628, you want to mark that down on your sticky note, whatever. Put it on your chart as a note. 628, keep an eye on that. From this move here to this high, I believe it is this one. You want to keep an eye out for 619 and 628. And from this move here to this February 20 low of October 27, February 20 low 152, excuse me, we are pretty much there. So this move right here equals this move right here. So in Gann's theory, Gann will say, price has just balanced out from this move. So it's a mirror of this move right here. So knowing that we hit the 45 degree square of 9, 307, we are 306 high. We got our Gann grid angle coming down here. There's a lot of Andrews pitchfork angles, coming out here. So this is going to be an area. We hit the linear regression channel from the simple glance chart. Tom DeMark knife candle was here. It's starting this week. So there's a lot of things that are lining up for maybe a possible turning point correction. And then maybe could go up there. But for right now, we just want to see if we could close above 307 in this area. So I gave you a lot of information, showing you the proof, the theory, the Gann theory, all behind it, geometry and everything. So now we have to see if we could close higher. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.